Hi, I'm Rachel, head of music, and today I'm here with
Sean McDonnell from Search Party.
amazing. So firstly, let's talk about the new single, Paradise. I think it has the potential to be the indie anthem of the summer. What's the story behind
It
it?
could well be. So Paradise is a song we wrote a few months ago there, and it was something I brought to the lads. We do a lot of collaborative writing
Yeah.
and pitching in with lyrics at practice and stuff. But it was something I brought to the lads because I was a wee bit stressed out with work and gigging and coming home at like 2 and 3 in the morning after a gig and being exhausted. But the thing pushing you through it is knowing, right, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna maybe Friday after work, I'm gonna get a lovely big Chinese and watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit
Yeah.
at the house and sit with my wife and sit with the cats
Yeah.
and and enjoy myself. So having that wee piece of like home um and something to look forward to is like your paradise really.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. For anyone who hasn't heard the band, how would you describe your sound? Who would you say you're kind of similar to?
I think if you're listening to Two Door Cinema Club, Block Party, even the likes of 1975, Catfish and the Bottlemen, and you're on the right track. So if you like that sort of stuff, you probably like what we're doing. It's indie. It's like very riff driven, so like very melodic. And I don't know. It can change up a wee bit sometimes too. Sometimes we like get heavy. There's heavier songs in the set. There's some quiet, like sort of lo-fi stuff too. Some jazzy things as well. So um, there's a bit of a mix. There's something there. If you want to find something that you like, there'll be something there in Search Party's catalogue. Like
Yeah, definitely. I think you have that. You sort of cater to a little bit of all sounds, which I love. How would you describe the Belfast scene? Being a band from here, what's the music scene like here?
it's they say like the phrase a big fish in a small pond, or like a small fish in a big pond. Like here, it's like 1,000 massive fish in a paddling pool.
Yeah.
Because there's so much and it's so cliche to say there's so much talent here, but through like the 10 plus years that like I've been part of the scene, I've seen so many good acts across the board, and for the small population that we have, it doesn't make sense
Yeah.
that we have so many good artists, and lots of it goes under the radar, but it seems with lots of different entertainment industries here, like comedy and stuff, getting a bit better. We're starting to see like some of that talent get recognized now.
Yeah, definitely. And it's about time.
Yeah.
Have you any favorite local venues?
I love playing the Students' Union.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've done a few shows even when we're around the corner there. In the temporary venue, we've done a few shows there. So always like coming to play the Union. We love Ulster Sports Club. Used to play in Voodoo quite a bit. But I think our favorite would probably be the Empire. It's just so iconic,
Yeah.
and so gorgeous of a room, and that's why we've got a big show on it this year.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great venue. And remind everyone when that show is.
So it's going to be on the 15th of November. So like it's a long way away.
Yeah, but
At
it's a
the
good time to
present
mark
time.
it in the calendar.
That's it. It would give us plenty of notice. So
Exactly. No excuses not
yeah,
to be
no
there.
excuse. You can't say, "Oh, I've made plans." You haven't made plans for November.
That's it,
Be real.
exactly. They can get that in the calendar right now.
Exactly.
But I've seen you play shows in Broadcast in Glasgow and Sneaky Peaks in Edinburgh. What is it like playing to Scottish crowds? Because I've been to lots of gigs in Glasgow and they're pretty incredible. What's it
It's
like?
it's mad because we booked those two shows in our last tour right at the very end, and it was like we were busting to play in Scotland. We hadn't played Scottish shows yet. Anytime we went on tour, just north of England and and down south and stuff. But like we need some Scottish shows, and we squeezed them in, and it was like
Yeah.
awkward times. The show in Edinburgh was on a Monday night.
Yeah.
We were like, that's everybody was saying, why'd you book Edinburgh for a Monday night? Who's gonna go out? There's not enough people to like actually go to the show, and we like we're driving up on the Monday thinking this is gonna be empty. We'd barely sold any tickets
Yeah.
for the show as well, and we were like, this is gonna be horrendous. Like once in the state of this. The parking in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
my God, like there's nowhere to put your
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get how there's that many people around
Yeah.
and there's nowhere to put a car. And so we parked miles away. It was a struggle trying to carry all the equipment like a mile to the venue.
Mhm.
And we turn up, and it's probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Out of nowhere, um it packed out.
Yeah.
I think I don't even say I wouldn't even say that we sold it out. It was just like I think Edinburgh is just like a class city, and I
Yeah.
think people were just like
Absolutely.
saying what's on, and they saw that gig happening and came in, and I said this is Bones had two great supports with the National Playboys and Talon Fire, and just had some of the best moments on the tour in that one show. Everybody was just living for it
Yeah.
and dancing the whole night. So I can't wait to come back and do it again. Like
Yeah, I think the atmosphere just over in Scotland with gigs is completely different.
Yeah.
There's such a passion for music and wanting to hear it live.
people are just up for it.
Yeah,
They just like I think there's a bit of an apprehension when you
Mhm.
go to shows, Northern Ireland, England, stuff where people you have to get them on board.
Yeah.
You sort of build that into the set where you're saying this is the songs that's going to like get people like to trust us and
Yeah.
like and say okay I can have fun now.
Yeah.
But Scotland it was just from the get go they were like right let's party.
Yeah, it makes sense why they have the chant "No Scotland, no party."
Exactly.
It works.
There's like a bit in there's a video of like us playing one of our new songs. We haven't even released it yet, and this was last year. And it's there's like the crowd are just going, here we fucking go. Like,
Yeah.
but like just chanting the whole way before it start,
Yeah.
and then it just erupts
Yeah.
as we start the song. Like,
It's amazing.
yeah, class.
Other than that, is there any other standout moments from tour that kind of memorable or funny?
Loads and loads. It's like it's when you go out and spend a couple of days with each other that you then like you get to see wee bits of each other that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And like there's definitely like a few moments with our keyboardist Chris. Like he we were always a four piece.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have keys in the band before Chris joined, and last year or maybe a year and a half ago was the first time Chris came out with us. We
Yeah.
played a few shows, and I think Chris was always very quiet, polite. You know, didn't say much. You know, around practice and
Yeah.
gigs. But then first night we were away in Limerick, and it was the first show of the tour, and coming out after the gig, Chris had just had a wee bit too much, and started like asking where are we going? Where are we going after this? We found like another bar to go to for him after, and then when we were leaving, like the back of the car was like completely filled up with gear, and Chris is like swamped underneath all the speakers and guitars, and he's like, "Stop there, I get a kebab somewhere," and we stopped this kebab shop on the way home to the hotel, and watched Chris go in to get this kebab, and he had no like self-awareness. He didn't know like that people could see the way he was acting because
Yeah.
he was like you could see him like being so eccentric, like asking for this kebab and we're like laughing our heads off watching him through the window.
Yeah.
And then he starts mooning us like thinking that nobody else can see
Yeah.
him, and everybody else in the kebab shop is going like, what's he doing? Like he thinks he's being slick here.
Yeah.
And he like we just saw him like this big shocked expression on his face, and he ran out to the car or to the cardios and was like, lads, they're selling chocolate cake in the kebab shop, and ran back in.
Yeah.
I was like, they're selling chocolate cake. I have to get chocolate cake. And then proceeded to play football along the street with a slice of chocolate cake. So God love him, like it was his first week experience of being out, and like he really lived it up.
He was living out his best rock and roll life
Yeah.
there. That sounds like it. Do you find it hard as a band, sort of separating personal lives with being in a band? And how's the time, especially like when you're on tour and stuff like that? Is it difficult to sort of balance?
Yeah, it's tough because obviously we all have to like bring money in too, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, original music doesn't really
Mm.
cut the mustard when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So the likes of myself, Chris, Dee, like we would all play in like cover bands as well, like
Yeah.
to try and like earn a bit of money at the weekends.
Mhm.
So to begin with, you're having to fit like the search party gigs around playing in bars and playing
Mhm.
weddings and stuff,
Yeah.
which makes the schedule tight. But also then all of us have to go out and work and do our day jobs.
Yeah.
So it just it takes that extra bit of having to push through, like being tired and getting that motivation because you've put so much into work and you've put so much into other gigs that
Mhm.
now you're having to like bring yourself up again to
Mhm.
actually try and promote your music, to
Yeah.
get out there, try and get gigs, go and play the
Mhm.
gigs. So it makes it that bit harder.
Mhm.
But it's easy to find the motivation because you love doing it so much.
Yeah, that's very true. It is quite difficult for new bands. What advice would you give them when they're starting out?
I would say don't compare yourself
Mm-hmm.
to anyone. Just enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because we've been going for over 10 years now, and if we had like tried to compare ourselves to like bands that are being successful and whatnot, like we would have finished a long time ago because it hasn't all came together. We haven't blew up, but we've just like. But I love what we're doing. Um, I love that we can do this like year on year and just like progressively get a few more fans here, a few
Yeah.
more fans there, and release more music, evolve as a band, and get better. And I think that's what has kept us like going as a band, just not having having goals and having dreams, um but not putting yourself down if things aren't just like blowing up for you like immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And that you can tell that you have the love for it and that you want to
Yeah.
make the music you do. And I think that translates way better to an audience anyway.
Yeah.
But when you go to play a show, do you have any sort of pre-gig routines? Is there a song that you like to listen to maybe before going on stage or anything like that?
I don't know, like maybe something cheesy that like psych you up, like listening to like Lose Yourself, just psych yourself up, get ready, or something a clip that always like motivates me. Again, it's so cheesy to say, but there's a video of Metallica like playing in Moscow in this festival called Monsters of Rock in 1981, and there's like over 100,000 people at it,
Yeah.
and it just looks like the most amazing concert ever.
Yeah.
And they play Ecstasy of Gold at the start of it. And how like I stick that on and I'm ready to run for a wall. Like,
Yeah.
so that's probably a wee bit of like pre-gig motivation.
I love that, absolutely. If you could support any band or artist in any venue, who would you pick to support and where would it be?
I would love to support I've mentioned them already, like Two Door Cinema Club would be so good because I just feel like supporting bands is a great way to like pick up new fans.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Two Door Cinema Club fans got to hear our music and got to see us playing, they would be like, okay, that's something we can get on board with. So I would love that opportunity, and I would love to do it. Well, they're playing Belfast here. I would
They
love.
are,
I'd love to do. I'd
Yeah.
love that show. That's a dream show there.
Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible. And this is our last question. It's a very important one we love to ask here at Queen's Radio, and that's who is your music guilty pleasure?
Oh, let me see. There's so many. I'd say Kim Petras. I love a bit of Kim Petras. Like just banger after banger, really.
Absolutely.
I could go on. I love like so many things that would like that people would consider guilty pleasures. Like but Kim Petras is probably up there. I just don't think people would put that.
Yeah, people wouldn't expect that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rachel.
That was brilliant. And do you want to give them one last reminder of that date to put in their diary?
Yes, get out to the Empire on the 15th of November to see us. And the thing is, playing tickets are £10 and they're on sale on Ticketmaster right now. And go stream Paradise on Spotify.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Foggy, sunny